See what I did there? Fam club. You see what I did there? Fam club. I like that. Hey family, Chauncey Fam, realtor in the Dallas-Fort Worth area with Family Realty Group. We have a quick video today to talk a little bit about who I am, how I got into real estate to begin with, and then I'll end up with a little bit of information for you if you're wanting to kind of dabble and tinker with real estate. I'll give you some pointers, just some things that you need to take into consideration before you take the plunge and get into real estate. So first things first, Chauncey Fam, once again, let's just address the elephant in the room, because I got this question a couple of times based on my first 2 vlogs that are out there. Like, why is your last name Fam? Because obviously Chauncey is a British male name for my first name. My last name is Vietnamese, and I ain't no male when I ain't British and I ain't Vietnamese. So my husband is actually Vietnamese, so that's where the Pham comes from. And you would have to call my mother and ask her where Chauncey came from, because I have absolutely no idea. I'm married and I am a mother of 2, and I am actually from Texarkana, Texas, not to be confused with Texarkana, Arkansas. I'm from Texarkana, Texas, but I have been here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area since 2003. So my background is actually in account management. And before I got into real estate full-time, I actually worked with a marketing printing firm as an account executive. And guys, that actually primed me for my career in real estate. And so we did a lot of marketing there. I learned just kind of the ins and outs of the marketing and advertising game, and you know, the rules of it. And honestly, like, advertising and marketing, that's the name of the game. And so this was kind of an organic and natural progression for me to go from that into real estate, because I understood the back end of growing a business. And so as difficult as that job was at times, and as crazy as things got with it, it actually prepared me for a wonderful, wonderful career in real estate. When my husband and I decided that we were gonna get married, I was never like that girl that had this like fairy tale about having this big fairy tale dream wedding. I really didn't care. And so when we decided to get married, we decided to build a house instead of using our savings for a large wedding. And guys, that was the best financial decision that we ever could have made. And so what ended up happening is we got married about 7-8 months after we'd been married, we built a house. And since then, we are now on property number 4 that we've purchased. We were able to use the equity from each one of those properties to buy up, and it's just put us in a different financial situation that really got me like interested in real estate, especially after our 3rd transaction. It was terrible with the realtor, and I essentially did all of the work. So I was like, why are we paying people to sell our house when I can just like get a license and I can sell the houses myself and we can save money? So that is legitimately the reason that I got into it, was just to like save us some money on the transactions. I could understand a little bit more about the transactions and help us out. And I really didn't go into it with the intention of building a business. And so I ended up getting my license and went into it again, just part-time, maybe make a little vacation money here or there. If I have friends or family that want to buy or sell a house, I'll hook them up. But really it was for us. And I think because my background was the marketing and advertising, my natural inclination was to market and was to advertise. And very quickly I found myself busier with real estate than I was with my job. And it kind of became a problem, because I was like, I'm making way more money over here doing this. And so it became a conflict. And so long story short, I found myself leaving my job after, you know, really not even going into real estate thinking that it would become a career or a business for me. I went into it almost as like a side hustle hobby. And before I knew it, I was chunking the deuces to my jobs.
Peace, I'm out of here!
That's kind of how it all started and how I got into real estate. And so I want to talk a little bit to you that are interested in going into it, or you'd like to dabble in it just a little bit, and just some pointers that I can kind of give to you, having gone through it fairly recently, that I think would definitely be of value to anyone that wants to kind of go that direction with it. And so just a few of them. The first one is, don't quit your job. If you have a job and you are wanting to go into real estate, do not quit your job and then go into real estate. Guys, it costs money. There is money associated with the classes that you have to take that are the prerequisite to taking the state national exams. The exam costs money. The fingerprinting costs money. Once you get that done, you've got to sign on to a brokerage. Your broker wants money. Every transaction costs money. The signs cost money. Your business cards cost money. Like, everything costs money. You know, those blue boxes that are on the doors of the homes, to open those, you have to pay. To have access to the MLS to see all of the houses, you have to pay for all of that stuff. And if you go into it broke, you're just not gonna make it. And I think the statistic now says something like 90% of realtors that get into the business after the first year, like, they're done. And the reason why is because they don't have any money, or they went into it without any money. So I strongly, strongly advise that if you're gonna go into real estate, you already have a job, keep that job, start grinding, start making some money, and then phase out of that job and into real estate full time, which is exactly what I did. I just did it a lot faster than most people are able to do it, but that's definitely the route that I would go. Also, when you first get into real estate, if you are really, really broke, you get those first couple of clients, they can feel your desperation, and they know, like, this person's hungry, and it can get uncomfortable, and you won't end up getting the transactions that you need because you're more focused on, like, I gotta eat, I gotta pay my bills, than you are actually servicing the client and fulfilling your fiduciary responsibilities. So number two, sales capabilities. Y'all, so many people that are shy, that have never been in sales, that don't even like humans.
I'm not interested in caring about people.
Yeah, you can't, no, it doesn't work that way. So as much as television would have you believe that a typical real estate transaction is just, you know, a realtor going, showing a couple of houses, oh, here's the perfect house. And then the buyers say, oh, this is great, I'm totally in love with it. And they just buy it, because that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works, okay? It takes a lot of sales ability in real estate, and it actually takes a lot of psychology as well, because people tend to go crazy in these very stressful situations. But sales is very, very important. If you have no interest in sales, or if you've tried it before, the rejection was just too much for you, you're not interested in pursuing someone, being persistent, being very persuasive, if those things don't interest you at all, then real estate is not the business for you. You are chasing down leads. You are hearing no all the time. You get hung up on. You get the door slammed in your face. Like, this is hardcore sales. It is, because the biggest part of real estate is prospecting and trying to get leads that you can actually get them to the point of even getting them to a home to sell. And so if you're not good at lead generating and sales, then real estate probably isn't going to be the best avenue for you. I'm not saying that, you know, you can't succeed at it, but it's definitely something that I would not recommend if you have no background in sales and no interest in sales at all. And so you either gotta have the will or you gotta have the skill. You know, natural ability gets you pretty far, and you know, what that doesn't get you, if you got the will to do it, you typically get a little bit further, but guys, you gotta be able to sell to be in real estate. Number three, business acumen. So this is a business. You get into real estate, you own your own business. So you have to have a certain mindset and entrepreneurial spirit to understand and succeed at this business. So you've got to understand your bottom line, maximizing profits, your return on investment. You've got to understand data and analyze it. You know, if I'm getting leads from over here and I'm paying this much, am I actually converting it? At what rate is my return from this bucket of leads versus this? Guys, it is very, very important that you have some sense of business acumen getting into this, because most importantly, and more importantly really than anything else, you are a business owner and you run your own business. If you don't think like a business owner, you will go under and you will go out of business and you will go back to your 9-to-5 job. So, study up. If you're thinking about getting into real estate, read some books on like business and starting your own business and what it takes to start a business, and just like the basics. I'm pretty sure there's like one of those start your own business for dummies books that you can like buy and just read it. Like, you really, really need it, right? And then the last thing, number 4, I think this is the most important, and it is being okay with being different. Guys, if you throw a rock, you're gonna hit a realtor, regardless of where you are. I know that is the case here in Texas. They're everywhere. They're like cockroaches. And so the only way that you can get ahead in this business is to be different and to be memorable and to just stand out from the crowd. And like that statistic that I said, where there's 90% of agents that start that don't make it, it's because they're broke, but it's also because they just blended in with the masses. When you blend in with other 20,000 realtors that are in your area, nothing about you is any different than them. I mean, you're not gonna succeed. You've got to be okay with being different, setting the bar, changing the game, and just putting your stamp on the business and putting your name out there. And so I think more importantly than anything, being yourself and being okay with not necessarily doing things the same way that everyone else does can definitely benefit you in this business. So that wraps it up for today. You guys should subscribe down below, like, go and follow me at all of my other social media platforms. So Instagram is gonna be Estate Chick Real, and Facebook, look up Chauncey the Realtor. And we'll have a new video for you coming next week. And until then, bye fam club.